Welcome to our next episode. This is episode 11. We will be continuing on with the mission, and it's called Eyewitness. And so we're going to continue. I want to give a good shout out to Emily's game. I watched her stream for the first time tonight. It was way cool. I was laughing the whole time. So her link is in the description if you would like to go and watch. If you could, and it's easy, if you'd like to subscribe for more content. I'm trying to get better and better at this every day, and I hope you guys come with me for my journey. We gotta go talk to Hadrian over here at Mass, so here we go.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC, it's more complicated than it might seem at first glance.
Okay.
The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy.
A clone?
They called him Vae Victus. Woe to the defeated in Old Earth
He was
Latin.
executed.
A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
I'm more interested in what this has to do with us addressing the cabinet.
I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC.
Okay.
Military and civilians.
Okay.
And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement,
What did he do?
it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
You're not your father. If the cabinet doesn't see that, it's their problem, not yours.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already.
Well, thank you.
Holding a grudge against where a person comes from, that is both ignorant and cruel.
Just the way things are sometimes. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or, if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
I don't have any questions, no.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Well, that
Sounds
was
like
quick.
our cue. Here we go.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report.
Yes, ma'am.
You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Hadrian made it clear that addressing this issue required the utmost urgency.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I
Sure
hope
she
we'll
did.
determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terrormorph data.
Yes.
Currently housed in the Armistice archives.
Yes.
A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
That could be a problem.
Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
We are still trying to figure out what we're facing. We can't make an informed decision without data.
That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terrormorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt, the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties. Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terrormorph seem at all alarming to you?
It wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's pretty alarming.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far,
Okay.
if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Personally, I would wait. We don't have enough information yet.
Inaction could lead to tragedy. I understand the hesitation, but be sure it is rational and not based in fear.
Yes, given what we've heard, I find myself in agreement, Captain.
No, the captain is precisely right. We could hardly be expected to make a galaxy-affecting decision on such scant evidence.
Yes, a fair assessment, Chief Diplomat. So then, while the data you two have presented is compelling, I think we can safely say it's insufficient for the level of action you've requested.
Okay.
Perhaps once we... What was that?
What the hell is going... What the hell?
An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
What?
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terrormorphs.
Terrormorphs.
What?
More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
All right, ma'am.
Captain, I'm right behind you.
I'm on my way.
Edge of technology here. It's an exciting...
You! The EM rifle, grab it!
Lights out on that one!
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the Terrormorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming.
Yeah.
We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just
Okay.
started firing on us.
Okay.
People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some
Pheromonic
terrormorphs, they can
projection?
induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet.
Puppet.
You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire.
Like a
And
puppet.
keep that EM
Like a
weapon
puppet.
at the ready.
Sounds like we need to hustle.
Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
What the hell? I got a green substance coming out of my head.
Got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men.
Okay.
Put those things down and do it fast.
Okay.
We'll hold them as best we can.
All right.
We're going to hold. We have to.
Let's get this over with.
You left us.
Oh God. Captain! You're going to be okay! It's not real! Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real! We
Oh,
have
what
to
the
put
hell
down
is it?
that morph!
Oh. Shit. Where is it?
We handled ourselves well back there.
Rip and reload. All right.
I cannot wait. Mark it down. Nice work, Captain.
Why are you hiding your weapon?
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place.
You all held the line. You're the heroes here, not us.
Certainly doesn't feel like it.
I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terrormorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, there you are. I believe we have some things we should discuss.
Those creatures killed UC citizens. They're not killing anymore.
Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As
You're
well
welcome.
as an apology. Your
Apology?
concerns about the Terrormorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Agreed. Thank you.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, after today's events, the Cabinet has decided to revisit its previous decision. We will be supporting your collection of the Terrormorph data from the archives.
Okay.
As well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks.
Okay.
But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places.
Okay.
As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately,
Yay.
to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Way to go, Hadrian.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed, first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball.
Okay.
Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy
Okay.
are facing right now.
Okay.
The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
If you're sure that's the wisest course of action.
We do. In
Okay.
exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you
okay.
help us?
You can count on me, ma'am.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives.
Okay.
You should be able to find her in her office across the hall.
Okay.
And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
The next time Terrormorphs rear their ugly heads, the UC is going to be ready.
Pardon?
I'm gonna go check in with Chief Engineer Kulkarni. Start getting a plan together for that data.
Okay, Adrian. I'm gonna stand here acting like I'm doing something. Anyway, that was the mission. That was Eyewitness. We kicked some ass, Terrormorph ass, and we basically got this complete. So we'll be continuing on with this mission, and I hope you like what you saw tonight, and we'll see you in the next video. And just remember, it's always free to subscribe. Thank you guys. Have a great night. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.